Yo, welcome back. Today is going to be actually a simple YouTube video, and it's going to be back on the subject of like growing your sound slash your brand sound and all that stuff. If you didn't check the first video I did on this, which was more of a sound design approach on in Serum and how to grow your own sound, it'll be linked when the corners pop up. You know the drill. But this one's gonna be a little different. This is a way you can build your own sound library and all that stuff without actually the sound design process. I mean, it comes from the sound design process, but it's very easy, and you should do it after everything because it will really build your catalog and help your workflow. And don't we all love that? So anyways, that's the video. Enjoy. So I'm in my project here, which is my final mix and master on a upcoming track with a buddy of mine, Tag You're Dead. So what do we do after we're done with our project files, or why am I in this? More to say. Well, I'm in this. This is kind of my last goodbye kiss to a project file before, it kind of retires unless I need to pull it up for other reasons. What do? I go into it and I actively go in and pull the sounds I want out for later use. So I'll go into my bases and go kind of investigate what's to keep. Nothing. I like that. And then I'm just going to call this uprising and then F minor, I believe. Major, I don't know. It's an F. There we go. So pretty much what we do with this technique is I'm going to go through and pull these samples out as I want. What a lot of people do, if you don't want to be this time constrained, since I do layer a lot of stuff, I like pulling little things, but if you just want to pull the whole thing, you can just pull that whole thing right there and just export all, pretty much your stems at that point and just pull that stuff. But I don't need that. So I'm not, but that is a very popular way of doing it. Also, if you're doing solo sections, make sure you, and this will be uprising bass drop. Up one. Once again, we're just going through and we're pulling these samples out. Now, you might ask why we do this. Well, now I'll never have to make this sound again. It's going to have the reverb as well. So if you didn't want that, you could obviously get rid of that, but it works. So now I always have this sound and I can always reference this whenever, say, I go to my sample pack in the future. I want to add some new stuff. Boom. If I wanted that, what we just added. Now I have all these samples down the road that I didn't do specifically in a sound design session, which is important because I feel like when people get in sound design sessions, they feel like they have to pull out the exact gold to use in their projects. And I mean, if you put a ton of gold together, yeah, it's still gold. But normally how I at least layer my processes, like a lot of this stuff doesn't necessarily sound good alone, which I'll show you in this next example, which is drop 2. Is this part. It does not sound very... in context. It's tucked in the back, but like that stuff you probably wouldn't pull out of a session as gold, right? So I always think this is a good balance between doing your actual sound design and then having your projects. And now you have two ways of pulling from samples, because I didn't pull this from my sample pack. This is just stuff I made for the project, specifically for the project. And okay, works perfect. All this stuff can be reused. And once again, we export it and we just label it. So if we were into this, I can also show you like drum loops and stuff. I think it's very important because now you can use your own drum loops that the Mac in a drop. And when you're trying to make a drop, you're starting from fresh and you're dragging in your kick, your snare, you're trying to make your ride loop, doing this whole process. It's very quick because you can just drag and drop and know it works. So go here. Probably barely alive and well. Yeah, so it's just... And then you can even add in this. And you can save that as a whole loop. So let's do that actually, because I think this will be uprising drum loop. Even though the percussion's kind of changed and I do my That's very specific to how my basses work rather than just a steady note. I still have something I can drag down, at least have a 4-bar loop on right away. I don't have to search for the kick, I don't have to search for the snare, I don't have to worry about any of that. I can plug this back in, get the loop, come back and change it later if I wanted to. This is pretty much the whole video, is just use your old assets after you're done with the project, because if they made it into your final product, well, there's probably some validity. Yeah, there's probably some validity to why the sounds are there. So you might as well save them, use them again. Even if you have no plans to use them, might stretch it, warp it, change it into something new in next song. Have a new bass made out of that one just because you resampled it. And nonetheless, if you're not going to use it, at least you have resources that have different types of flow to them. As you can see, like not all the bass is just like a sound design session. Like these have different movements, so you can get different creative ideas off of stuff you save, like loops like that. So I hope that makes sense. I know it's a very simple video. I know probably we tell ourselves to do it more than that we actually do it, but I'm here to tell you to do it. Actually do it. And watch the progress you make on your project as far as your sample library and your sound selection starts going, because now you're going to start reusing old assets. Well, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my little ramble, and hopefully this makes sense on reusing your assets and all that stuff. You know, other than that, Merry Christmas, y'all, if you celebrate it. I think I'm going to release this the day before Christmas, so happy, Merry, early Christmas. I'm bringing